There's a reason this video crossed your path at this exact moment. You're standing on a threshold that most people never reach. Not because they're incapable, but because when they arrive here, when they feel the shift you're feeling right now, they panic, they run. They retreat to the version of themselves that feels familiar, even if that familiarity has been a prison for years. But you didn't run. You're here, still listening, still searching for the words that match what's happening inside you. So here's the truth. Your old self is dying. Not symbolically, not someday, and now. And you can feel it. That restlessness you can't explain, that tug of war between who you've been and who you're becoming. That uncomfortable sense that you no longer fit inside the life you built. That's not confusion. It's not a breakdown. It's a death. The death of the version of you that led you to this point, but can't take you any further. And this video found you because you're finally ready to release them. Here's the part no one teaches you. You're attached to who you were, not because that version of you was fulfilled or whole, but because you knew how to be them. They were predictable. Their reactions, their thoughts, their patterns, you memorized them. Your body, your mind, your nervous system have been running that same script for so long that you mistake it for identity. But it's not identity. It's repetition, it's practice. Every time you respond the same way, make the same choices, think the same thoughts, feel the same feelings, you're not being yourself. You're being a recording of who you used to be. And the scariest part, it feels natural because the loop became automatic. But here's why that matters. You cannot step into the future while operating from an outdated version of the past. Every new blessing, opportunity, relationship, and breakthrough gets filtered through the old programming. Programming built on scars, fear, outdated beliefs, and versions of reality that don't even exist anymore. That's why the same patterns repeat. The same type of partners, the same tired goals, the same emotional triggers, the same emptiness. You're not tired of life. You're tired of dragging a dead version of yourself with you everywhere you go. And deep down you know it's time. Time to let them go. But letting go of who you were feels like dying, doesn't it? Because it is a kind of death. But here's what makes this moment unlike any other. This time you recognize that becoming someone new requires releasing who you've been. You can't evolve and cling to your past identity at the same time. One has to go. I'm not telling you to burn your life down. I'm telling you that your thinking, your beliefs, and your old identity have reached their expiration date. You've outgrown the character you've been playing, and until you willingly release them, grieve them, thank them, forgive them, and set them free, you'll stay stuck. Not because you're not trying, but because you're trying to build a new chapter with the blueprint of an old one. Think about your life. You say you want change, yet you surround yourself with people who only recognize the old you. You say you're healing, yet you keep repeating the same internal conversations. You say you're ready to grow, yet you keep making choices from fear, from scarcity, from survival. This isn't judgment, it's clarity, because you cannot change what you refuse to acknowledge. Most people spend their entire lives pretending to evolve while secretly gripping the identity they've outgrown, hoping transformation will happen without sacrifice. But real transformation requires something to die, not the bad parts, but the identity built around surviving them. The version of you who had to be strong because nobody protected you. The version who had to be perfect because love felt conditional. The version who dimmed their light because shining felt unsafe. Those versions kept you alive. They served their purpose, and releasing them comes with real grief, because even though they were formed from pain, they were still you. For years, they were all you knew how to be. Now you're being asked to trust that there's a truer version beneath that armor. A version that doesn't have to prove, protect, or perform. A version that simply is. And of course that's terrifying. You don't know that version yet. You've forgotten who you are beneath survival mode. So how do you let the old self die without losing yourself completely? You start with honesty. What identity are you still clinging to? What stories are you repeating that no longer apply? What beliefs belong to the version you're outgrowing, not the one you're becoming? And then you make one powerful shift. You stop fighting the patterns. You simply observe them. You watch yourself react the same way, and instead of criticizing yourself, you acknowledge it gently. Oh, that's the old program running. That's the version of me who learned to survive this way. Awareness breaks cycles, not force, because you can't stay trapped in the loop while being conscious of the loop at the same time. Then you practice something radical, being different. Not acting different, not pretending different, actually choosing differently. New thoughts, new actions, new responses, even when it feels unfamiliar, especially when it feels uncomfortable. Because that discomfort, it's the evidence that the old self is dying and the new one is being born. And birth is messy, chaotic, uncertain. You're not who you were, but not fully who you're becoming. You're in the in-between, the void, the sacred space where transformation happens. This is where most people run back. But you aren't running. You're dissolving, reforming, returning to the version of you that doesn't need defense mechanisms to survive. And when you finally surrender to this process, you become unrecognizable. To yourself and to everyone who only knew the older version. Some will resist it. Some will criticize it. Some will try to drag you back. They'll say, "You've changed," like it's an accusation. And you'll smile and say, "I know," because you're done shrinking, done performing, done carrying outdated versions of yourself into new chapters. You're not becoming a better version of the old self. You're uncovering the original self buried under years of survival and conditioning. And when that self finally emerges, everything shifts. Not because life magically improves, but because you stop trying to fit a new life into an old identity. If this is resonating, if you feel this turning point in your chest, if you recognize the death happening inside you, I want you to do one thing. Type 4 words in the comments. The old me dies. No explanation, no story, just the declaration. Because when you name it, you free it. You give yourself permission to release what's been over for a long time. And if someone you know is stuck in the loop, share this with them. Let them type it too. The old me dies. Sometimes we just need permission to let go. Subscribe if you want to grow through this journey together. And if supporting through super thanks feels aligned, it directly fuels more content like this, and I appreciate it deeply. Your old self was never meant to be permanent. They were a lesson, a chapter, but chapters end. Trying to live inside a chapter that's already closed is what keeps you stuck, rereading the same lines, waiting for a plot twist that can't happen. You're not stuck. You're just holding on to a version of yourself that's already gone. And the moment you let them rest, the next chapter opens. Not because you earned it, but because you finally made space. The version of you emerging right now, they don't need to defend, impress, or prove anything. They only need permission to exist. This video is that permission, a reminder that death isn't the enemy. Staying the same is. So let the old you go. Let them rest. Let them be the foundation, not the limit. And step into who you're becoming. Fully, unapologetically, finally. Your old self has been dying for a long time. You just needed someone to tell you, it's okay to let them go.